fundraiser for Pal. Is Pal here? Alright, well, I was going to give you some money for t-shirts. Actually, no, take out your phones right now. Follow me on Instagram, San Jose. Come on, take your phones out. I'm on Instagram, Jason Rogers, AMC for American Meat Comedy. No Dean Rogers, Jason Rogers, AMC. I'll pick a winner at the end of the show to win a t-shirt, and I'll be selling these afterwards. Alright, you guys have an awesome headliner. We have one last act. I think some of you are here to see her. We go way back, so you guys know that. She's a good friend. She's, I don't know what to say about her. She's, gone through a lot of challenges. Great person, great energy. I haven't seen her in a little bit, but I've been down to LA, but so great reconnecting with her. And you guys are in for a surprise. First time headlining the San Jose Improv. Come on, San Jose! Give it up to my good friend and your headliner, Leslie.
Fortune cookie after he has sex with him, I wonder if it says, Confucius say you may have herpes. So, my mom said I would never make it as a comedian. Good thing she's dead. So, my name is Leslie Lang, so a lot of people think I'm going to be Chinese, which I'm not. But it might be kind of cool to be Chinese, to be that smart, I thought, why are they so much smarter? It just seems weird, right? And then I got thinking, you know what? When they're 3 years old, this is what they're learning how to do. They're learning how to read this. And you cannot use hooked on phonics for this. Okay, so my ceiling fan has a remote, my TV obviously, everything has a remote. I have a toilet that does everything. We'll clean out this, we'll clean out that, we'll do a little, dry you off even. So I was looking around and I found this remote and I was like, okay. So my toilet has a remote is what I'm trying to say. So then I was like finding out this remote, I'm like, what could that be too? And then I found out. And it's got 10 feet. Breast cancer several years ago, not that much breast cancer, just about that much. Enough where my doctor was like, we're going to have to remove part of your breast because, we got to get the cancer out. I'm like, sure, no worries. So it's called a lumpectomy, so they removed half my breast and they got the cancer out, so no big deal. And it was, it was a team effort. I just brought the cancer, the doctors, and everything else. My doctor said, I think you healed faster than most people because you have such a positive attitude. And I was like, well, doctor, when I see this cup, I see it as half full. Guys used to say to me, hey, nice rack. But now I'm more like a half rack. But just as spicy. I want my booby back, booby back, booby back. So now you think having 1.5 breasts would slow me down from doing the things I enjoy? Hasn't at all. In fact, last weekend I was in a wet t-shirt contest. I came in first and third. So, 1.5 breasts, I thought, this would be a good time to do some online dating. And my sister said, don't, maybe have an open mind. You're not as young and awesome and whatever as you used to be. And I'm like, all right, I'll try to have an open mind. Thanks for your support. So my profile name is Happy Go Lucky 365. Now, when guys read that, they're reading Happy Get Lucky 365. So I have to clear that up, right? The first guy who contacted me, he described, he goes, I'm a cross-dresser. And I'm thinking, could potentially double my wardrobe, right? Then he goes, I like to be humiliated. I'm like, I know how to humiliate a man. I've been married. Then he said, I'm into family fun sex. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. But then I found out, and it's incest fantasies. And I said, you know what, I tell you what, why don't you lose my number? And then I will pretend like I don't know you when you're running for public office. Right? So another guy contacted me. He described himself as BDSM, hetero flexible poly switch. I'm like, why don't you just shorten that to IFA? I'll fuck anything. The other guy said, he goes, I'm 90% straight. I'm like, is this the 10%, is this the 10% that's gay? I mean, like, how do you do that? Older men. I've always been interested in older men. Right? So I dated this older guy, and he's like, trying to be really hip, and he's like, that's ridiculous. And he's like, I'm not going to kick you to the curb. Yeah, no, you're not. And he goes, I'm horny. He goes, I want you to come on over and jump up on my junk. I was like, you're old. You don't have junk. What you have is clunk. And I'll be right over. The next guy, right? It worked. It still works. The next guy who contacted me, his name is Skylar. And I'm thinking, how old could that guy be? That name is not very old. And so I'm like, look, I don't like young guys, no, I'm not interested. And he's like, come on. I'm like, does your mom know you're on the internet? So I actually went out with Skylar, and we had a nice time, and we got home before his curfew, so his mom wasn't even mad. So, I met this black guy at this dance club, and we're like jamming and whatever. We got some great chemistry on the dance floor. He's like, have you ever been with a black man before? I'm like, no, I haven't. You want to go to my house, right? So he's like, all right, because my dad's a huge racist, so that's a totally side story, whatever. So this was going to be extra special good on me. So he brings his CPAP machine in, and I'm thinking, CPAP machine is a breathing apparatus, And first of all, you would bring that in, like, if you were spending the whole night at my house. So I'm thinking, that's pretty presumptuous, right? We had toe curling sex. It was like he gave me a part of his soul. And I was like, yeah, right? And I just was like loving it. He's falling asleep, and I look over at him, and all I hear is, and I'm like, oh my God, I lost my black virginity to Darth Vader. So once you go black, you might as well go brown, right? met this foxy Indian guy, he's just mocha skin and just gray at the temples. His name is Raj. That's not a surprise. I didn't even change his name for the story. His name is Raj. So any Indian guy that you know is Raj could be this guy. Unfortunately, he had a micro penis. I know. And he was very selfish in bed. He was not a giver, he was a taker. And I was pretty bummed. And then he got his tikka masala sauce all over my new sheets. So I'm done with Indian men. So for me, India means I'll never do it again. India. But I gotta say something. I'm not saying no to Indian men. In fact, I recently met a Native American Indian man. I have such great Indian burns. I gotta tell you, it's fucking awesome. Right? The good kind of Indian burns. Yeah! So, he was so generous in bed, he even found my G-spot. I mean, it's not far, you guys, but he did look for it and find it. He's a giver, you know? And that's ironic because he's Indian. So this young guy I was in New York City and I saw these young guys and they're all dressed up beautiful and I love a dressed up man. Anyway, so I'm like, hey, I gotta call ZZ Top because you are one sharp dressed man. And he said, who's ZZ Top? Right? And then he said, hey, you gonna give me your name and number? And I said, yeah, my name's Jenny. And my number is 867. Right? And he didn't understand what that meant. That's what the joke is you guys got it. So there'd be more white guys for me to date if all the Asian women weren't taking them all.
Oh, this is funny.
Right? Why do they like these Asian women? Right? What's it like about them? Well, one's full of bodies, they're actually beautiful. They're petite, they have no wrinkles, they'll give you a massage for $14.95. But I know the truth. I know why white guys want to date the Chinese women or the Asian women. And that's because they have tiny hands that make even an average-sized penis look big. And who can leave behind? All those Asian men. And what am I going to do with this? Nothing. In fact, to me, Asian men are the antithesis of sexy. And for those of you who are not Asian, antithesis means the opposite of. Now, tall guys, they've got it easy. You know what I mean? Like, they're walking around, they got, you know, the food chain, the tall guys, right? I'm not a real fan of the tall guys. You know, you're on the dance floor, they're like in a different microclimate up there, and you're like, hey, how's the weather up there? It's raining. You can't hear what they're saying. You're on the dance floor, like, hey, you see that lady over there? What? I mean, like, it's just too far. Also, I love spooning, and spooning is difficult with the tall man because to get the angle to get me to be the inside spoon, it's not a curve, it's not a spoon, it's more like serving, they can't get curvy, is what I'm trying to say. And if I'm the outside spoon, it's like I'm his backpack. But but tall guys, like, having sex with them, it's just like this, like, you just got you got their torso and it's on your face. You're like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Just their torso and you're like, whoop, 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 right? And then occasionally you'll get up there by his nipple and you're like, whoop, whoop. And you're like, why does he have nipples? So you start getting off track and so tall men, right? Okay, now short men, let's talk about short men. Sometimes you're not blessed here, but usually they're blessed here. Short men usually are packing some heat. And they are underappreciated because they fucking work hard. They fucking work hard because they have to. Right? And I mean, if you really want a short guy to work hard, get a short guy that has a receding hairline. That's more my target audience. Okay, sorry, I was just taking So I went over to see my waxologist to get my nails done. And I was going to, trim up the secret garden. So I come in there, and I'm a regular there, and I'm like, oh, quack, come, quack, come on. Oh, I'm sit low, okay? So I can speak Vietnamese, obviously. And I go, she said, oh, you have a new boyfriend? And I'm like, okay, yeah, I have a new boyfriend. She goes, oh, we take this all off. And I'm like, no, we don't take this all off. I don't look like a baby down there. She goes, no, you have a new boyfriend, we take it all off, like hardwood floor. No, not a hardwood floor. I'm not looking for like a topiary down here. But I want something like, I don't know, like a level map, Right? So she's like, all right, come on in. So I get on there on the sticky thing, right? And she's like this. She's like, okay, put the hot wax here, And then she goes, and I'm like, dawa.